Hi everyone. So we are in part 4, chapter 3, cell. So in this part, we will discuss a little bit about proteins on the cell membrane. So remember again, cell membrane consists of the primary framework is called the phospholipids bilayer. So there are two layers of phospholipids molecule. Okay, again, remember again, this is the phospholipid molecule. It has phosphor head, which is hydrophilic or polar, and the lipid tails, okay, two of them, which is hydrophobic or clear water, which is non-polar. In addition of phospholipid bilayers, cell membranes also have protein and cholesterol. Remember, cholesterol is located between the tail of the phospholipids. Okay, this is cholesterol. And the function of cholesterol is to strengthen the cell membrane. In addition of phospholipid bilayers and cholesterol, there is also proteins. Okay, cell membrane proteins. Okay. So these proteins on the cell membranes can be divided based on structure, okay, and based on function. Okay. In the cell membrane, right, it can be divided based on structure and based on function. Okay. Based on structure, there are two types: integral proteins and peripheral protein. Based on function, there are six types of protein. The first one is called ion channel. The second one is called transporter. The third one is called receptors. Fourth one is enzymes. Okay, function as an enzyme. The fifth one is called cell markers or signals. And the last one is called cell linkers. Okay. So these are the type of proteins on the cell membranes. Now, how it look like? So if it is cell membrane, with the phospholipid bilayer. Okay. The integral protein is the protein that crossing the plasma membrane. So it attaches like this on the cell membrane. So this is integral protein. Okay. And the second one, based on structure, is called the peripheral proteins, whether on the inside or outside. It is not crossing the phospholipid bilayer. So this is peripheral proteins. Okay, so it is based on structure. Okay, two type of protein, integral and peripheral. Now, based on function, okay, there are six types. The first one is the one that making channel. Okay, it's called ion channel. Okay, so if you see the structure, this ion channel is actually integral protein, okay, because it's crossing the plasma membrane of the cell membrane. Okay, so the first one is ion channel. It is used by ion to cross the cell membrane. The second one is the one that transport bigger molecule, like transporting the glucose or amino acid. So this one is called transporter. Okay? So transporter. If you see the structure, this transporter is also integral proteins, okay? Because it's crossing the cell membrane, the phospholipid bilayer. The third one is called receptor. So usually the receptor is located outside the cell like this. If hormones or maybe neurotransmitter come, it will be received by this receptor. Okay. Now based on the structure, you see that receptor is actually peripheral protein. It's only outside. It's not crossing the cell membrane. So mostly receptors are peripheral protein. The next one is enzyme. Okay, so maybe enzymes over here that will help the chemical reaction inside the cell. Okay, so this one is called, this is number three, enzyme. Okay, enzymes may be integral or maybe peripheral proteins. So number four is enzyme. The next one is called the markers. Usually markers is located outside the cell. So the plasma membrane over here. So this is number five, marker. Okay? And the primary markers of the cell is called major histocompatibility protein or marker number one. So everybody will have cells that have specific markers. Different people will have different marker on their cell. Therefore, when they get transfusion, like example blood transfusions, if it is not compatible, then the markers will be different. Then what happens? The cell will be attacked by our immune system. This is what we call the rejection, and sometimes it is dangerous. Or if someone get the organ transplantation, maybe heart transplantation, there will be rejection by our immune system because the marker, the cell markers of the heart that is implanted into or transplanted into other people will have different markers. So the immune system will try to reject them. Okay, so that's the marker. Everybody have different marker on the cell. According to scientists, research, the identical twins, they actually have the same markers on their cell. So therefore, transplantations from identical twins will be successful, will be not rejected by the immune system. The last one is called linkers. Okay, so linker may be mostly outside the cell. It's link one molecule to another molecule. So this is number six is linkers. Okay, so these are the type of proteins on the cell membrane. Again, based on the structure, there are two types, integral and peripheral proteins. Integral means is crossing the phospholipid bilayers. Peripheral is mean is only maybe inside or outside, does not cross the cell membrane. Based on functions, there are six types of cell membrane proteins. The first one is ion channel, mostly integral proteins. Second, transporters. Transporter also usually integral proteins. The third is receptor. Receptor is usually peripheral protein because only located outside the cell. Enzymes and enzymes sometimes peripheral, sometimes integral proteins. They help the chemical reaction inside the cell. The fifth one is markers. Markers usually peripheral proteins. They are located on the outside part of the cell membrane. And the last one is linkers. Mostly linkers are peripheral proteins. They're located mostly on the outside part of the cell membrane. That's all for this part. We will meet again on the next part about cell division.